Good morning. Welcome to WordCamp Santa Clarita 2021. My name is Scott Damon. I'm one of the organizers. I've been working with WordPress for about 15 years, and I started in WordCamps quite a few years ago for WordCamp LA, and then hit a dry spell for quite a while. And then my first one back into WordCamps was Santa Clarita Valley, the inaugural one from a couple of years ago. And then I was one of the organizers last year, and I'm back again for more of the fun. I'm sure looking forward to seeing a lot of you in person next time around when we do this and some of the other WordCamps. I really miss seeing everybody in person. But on the upside, we have presenters from all over the world. Now, this is the 9 a.m. talk with Ronald and Gijsel at the Revolution track. Now, if you have any questions, please add your questions to the YouTube chat feed, and we'll answer those at the end. Anything that we don't get to, you can add those into our Slack channel as well. Now, Ronald works for YATH as the Partnership and Business Manager, and also the host of WooCommerce Roundtable from Do the Woo, and co-host of the weekly London Woo Meetup. With years of experience in helping hundreds of merchants finding solutions, he enjoys helping the community create their e-commerce dreams, which brings us to the session, The Fight Against Amazon, Empowering the Local Stores.
Hi all, thank you for joining me here for this talk, The Fight Against Amazon, Empower Local Stores. The main reason why I want to give this talk and explain a little bit of what you can do, maybe as a store owner or as a developer or consultant, to help local stores to thrive again, it's what I see in my local community as well. Many stores are shutting, and of course the pandemic is a big cause of that as well. But it is a trend that was happening anyway, even 10 years ago, and probably will continue. So it's something we need to embrace, that technology is there and local stores aren't quite up to competing with the big giants. So with this talk, I'd like to give you some inspiration, some food for thought to get started and understanding how you can position yourself, market yourself better and compete with the big giants like Amazon. So let's get started and start the fight. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in the Netherlands. Most of my adult life have been living in the UK. I work as the partnership manager at YITH, where we specialized in WooCommerce plugins. On a weekly basis, I host the WooCommerce London meetup together with Lisa. And on a monthly basis, I host the WooCommerce Roundtable with several panelists, where we invite people who work at WooCommerce from different departments and ask them questions about what it's like to work, what they're working on, and get a better insight of what is happening within WooCommerce. I've got 2 children and a dog who's sleeping just behind me here. I'm also learning to sail, and I love jazz. Amazon. So Amazon has been around for quite some time. In 1995, Jeff Bezos started selling books from his garage to all 50 states. I remember very clearly somewhere early 2000s when I was exposed to Amazon, especially the CDs and the music that was now widely available to me, unlike my local record store, but also bookstore. So it opened my horizons, and I'm been a big fan of buying from Amazon because of that from the early years. In 2018, 49% of e-commerce spending in the US was done on Amazon, which accounted also for 5% of all retail spending, which is a phenomenal amount. And 2020, they has achieved an overall revenue of $300 billion. So you can see it is a threat to the rest of the economy. If we don't do something about it, they will just keep on growing. And this is the problem. It's a retail apocalypse. People, the Americans are, choosing to buy online and not go into the stores itself. Many stores are closing. And I think that's a shame. There needs to be a balance. Local stores employ local people. They invest in the local economy, which is absolutely crucial. So the question is, why is this happening? What's the trend? And Of course, you can imagine yourself watching television during the ad breaks. You think of what you need to do, what you need to get out, whether this is running out of printing paper or it's World Book Day on Friday for your son. Therefore, you need to buy a costume last minute, and they all, it will turn up. It's just super, super convenient. Pricing. The pricing strategy that Amazon has is to undercut, to make the deal better. And of course, with Amazon Prime, when you get free shipping, next day delivery, it's very, very competitive. It's everywhere. You have most likely Alexa in the corner of the room. It's on social media. If you go to Google and look for something, it's there. Amazon is everywhere on your phone. So something to take into mind as well. We need to find a balance. We need to fight this big giant because we are losing the character of the high streets. We're losing stores. And of course, you can buy anything online. You can buy food. You can get it delivered probably within the hour if you live in a city center. But actually, when you think about it, it isn't always that convenient. I know people who buy shoes and they buy 3 pairs in different sizes, hoping that at least one of them would fit. Whatever doesn't fit, they return back to the post office to be sent back. So you could argue it's not always a winning strategy. Shoe shops, hardware stores, grocery stores, we need them in our community, especially the more rural communities where they can't get same-day delivery. As I mentioned, the local economy, local stores employ local people, they spend the money, they look after the neighbors and economy. It's therefore so crucial that we keep local stores alive. A couple of the marketing messages that were sent out in recent years is, spend $100 in locally owned stores and 68% remains in the local economy. Probably these were done to fight against big businesses, but I think Amazon is a big part of that as well. And if you want to encourage your local community to spend more, $5 per week on a medium-sized town will generate $5.2 million for the local economy. So these are really encouraging figures. But it's all very well saying these statements or print out these marketing messages. But really, we need to level up as local stores. We need to learn how to compete against pricing, against customer service and convenience. So it's time to analyze the competition. Let's have a look at Amazon. What do they do? What do they well? Let's have a look at the product page and all the way to checkout and pick out a couple elements that we can copy, if not improve on. Looking at the sales, how do they price themselves, and what signals do I get as a user that makes me buy from Amazon versus my own local store, whether they're online or offline. And the frequency. Amazon is there all the time. It's reminding us if we didn't finish a purchase, most likely we will get an email. So all these little signals of tempting us to come back and finish our purchase, again, it's something we need to bear in mind. So here it is. First thing, the homepage. You probably recognize it really well. You've visited many times yourself. And what I pick out on is, first of all, it's one of these dynamic placeholders. I have part of recording this, looked at skateboards, and here's something typical that I've looked at and it's reminding, and I didn't purchase, so Amazon is reminding me, you've looked at this, here's your history, maybe you want to continue your shop. And I think this is, first of all, a really good part of customer service, because imagine if I were to go to my hardware store. Last week I looked at barbecues, but I didn't buy one. I couldn't find it. I needed to do a little bit more research. And the shop owner recognizes me and say, "Hey, Ron, we have some lovely new barbecues in stock in aisle number 7. Why don't you take a look at that?" And to me, that's great. Of course, I will have a look, especially if the price is better as well. So in a digital way, we can copy that quite easily ourselves. At the top here, a humongous search facility, and I think we can all agree that the search facility on Amazon is excellent with autocomplete. And we have a My Account page with quick links to recommended or frequently visited pages, My Account, especially orders, but also here the returns and orders. They highlight some of the USPs of free returns, your past orders, where are they? They're constantly engaging you, and even if you have placed an order, coming back, making a second purchase or something you've looked at, it's all part of their strategy to keep coming back and buy more. Now, if I look at the, it's a research done by the Baymart Institute, and it's for the top 80 e-commerce sites. And when we when they've sort of ranked them by the different categories, and as you can see, they're split up even further, but just a global overview of what they find out. So here on the left, where it's red, it's poor, and then here on the right, it's very good. So straight away, I can already pick up a couple of, at least 4 categories that a lot of the e-commerce sites are not performing very well on. And one of them is the on-site search, product listing and filtering, customer accounts, order tracking and returns. And we already know just from the homepage that Amazon does particularly well on that. A good search facility, you have a My Account and returns. So it's looking this from a competitive viewpoint, we can score points on this very easily and compete with the most popular e-commerce sites. So paying attention to those 4 or 5 categories, you're already on a winner. Let's buy something from Amazon. And you probably know I've been looking at skateboards because it's my son's birthday. And you see, I only type in skate and a number of suggestions already come up. So 6 to 12, it will be his 12th birthday. On the left-hand side, filtering. Lots of filtering by review, by price, by color as well. I will ignore that for now. But when I look here on the main page, the archive page or the listings, I already pick up a couple of important messages. So pricing, the pricing I'm being benchmarked here between 28 and 40. So I know I can probably get something for around $30 to $40. Now, why is that so important? Because now I've got that in my head. If I go to the competitor, which is a locally owned store, and their skateboards are being priced at $50, I will already ignore that because I know on Amazon there's a much better price to be had. Even further, we have limited time deals. Great, save 15%, 5% here, and 5% over 30, call it $40 is not an awful lot. That's only $2. But subconsciously, I'm being tempted because looking at all these different signals, I feel this is the place to go. There's lots of option, there's lots of pricing, fantastic reviews. I can't really go wrong. The research has already been done by other people, in this case, over 7,000. So why would I not trust that and stick with Amazon, even if the price is being matched by local stores? So pricing, reviews, discounts, but also here Prime, get it as soon as, same day shipping. So let's just have a look at this particular option. Fast free shipping. Again, get it here by Wednesday. Fast free shipping, free returns. You get the idea. I'm really being pushed here. And okay, this particular one doesn't have a lot of images but here we go. For example, here I can already see quite a lot on when it comes to the way it's been presented. Lots of detail about the product itself. And I'll touch a bit more on that later. But this is absolutely crucial when you sell something online where you can't touch it. So a video as well. Further down here, we have more options. And this is, I think it's the key part because I didn't think of protection. Now I'm here buying a skateboard. Of course, I want to make sure that my child is well protected when they jump on a skateboard for the first time. So adding at least one of these frequently bought together. Sometimes they even come as a deal. So that's already looking at a bundle. Imagine if this was a helmet, I would just click buy all three and off I go. Something for myself, Beats headphones, again, autocomplete. A good way of filtering it. And again, I'm setting here the price level. If this is not the right one, I have a quick way to find a different model. So in a way, my journey doesn't end here. If it's not the right thing, I have other options to go back or to a different model or even a different color. Again, lots of good signals of free returns when it is going to be delivered. Lots of different images, the way it's been presented, with sizes, with a video, and so on. And discounted. Even if I don't pick on these and look into it directly, subconsciously it is entering my brain. So it's all part of this conversion cycle to make me believe Amazon is the best place to go. And it is difficult. And when we talk about discounting products, you don't always want to discount yourself because you are being undervalued of what you really offer. So it is a fine balance. But offering bundles or free shipping is in a way also a form of discounting, of tempting the customer to buy without having big labels of discount, last one, etc. Because it might not quite fit into your style. So going back to the presentation, what we've so far established is that the user experience is very good. Maybe the site of the design of the site isn't that fantastic, but there's a great search. There's a good selection. You can pick up on lots of detail. The product page has a lot of images, description. Also, the filtering is very good, so you can filter down to exactly what you want. And when it comes to sales, there are deals to be had. Within one overview, I can benchmark the price. I know that it's very competitive. All I have to do is browse around for the best price, maybe with the most reviews, and I'm done. I'm sold. I know there isn't any more additional cost to it. There's no additional shipping cost to it. If I'm a Prime member, even before I go to Amazon, I already know what the cost is going to be. And when it comes to frequency or marketing, we know that Amazon is there. You only need to go to Google search, look for toys for boys. And I'm pretty sure, here we go, Amazon is right there. So it is literally everywhere, wherever you're looking or when you start looking to buy something. So what are the opportunities for stores, local stores, for you and me? First of all, it's to get online. Not everybody is online. Of course, more and more people are understanding how easy it is now to set up your store. WooCommerce is incredibly economic to get started. You can get hosting for next to nothing. WooCommerce is free. So out of the box, within a day, you can make a sale. Obviously, if you want to expand and add the different functionalities like frequently bought together or creating bundles, quite quickly you add some plugins to your setup. And the other thing is you can set up a marketplace, because you might be a resident in a town with only 5 or 6 stores. Maybe some of them aren't doing that well. So you could set up a marketplace and in a way create a drop shipping opportunity. It doesn't always have to come from far afield. You can also think of your local environment. I know somebody who did that with foods and craft on Sicily, and created this marketplace where independent retailers and manufacturers can sell on there. And I think that's a great way of creating a themed environment. It encourages more customers, and for the stores themselves, they can cross-sell between different store owners. But also think of it yourself. If you are a flower store, you sell flowers, why not join forces with another store that has party goods or decoration or a card shop to offer the full package? It's not what, it's how. I know Amazon has a lot for sale, but it's also how you present it. We've seen it with the skateboards. There are lots of images, different ways of presenting it. There are sizes, even something simple as a headphone. We all know what a headphone looks like. Yet there are lots of ways of presenting it and with a video and get people to almost feel and touch without actually touching it, but being online. And then the third opportunity is shipping. 55% of abandoned carts are left because of high shipping costs, unexpected costs, and free shipping isn't. It doesn't have to be free shipping for everybody, but from a certain amount. And I'll show you a good example of that. And I think the customer care is the holy grail for local stores. You can do so much more as a local store than Amazon can. You can really be part of your community. There are different ways to collaborate with other firms. So, for example, collaborate with a taxi firm where you can give within the hour a service of delivering goods. If you are a shoe store, why not set up with some neighboring stores where you have a person delivering within a 5 or 10 mile radius and let a person drive around? It's something you can achieve with a little bit of creativity. So back to the website itself, and being found is half the battle. Getting people to come to your store, and then after that you make the magic happen. Creating a nice looking, fast working, it's all part of that. Google has some very good tools. There are free tools. Google My Business allows you to position yourself within a certain area, unlike global stores who can't do that. So it's a big advantage for you to make use of that. But also social media, they are after all free to use. And if you use it well and you speak to your right audience, especially the audience that also convert into purchases, because you don't want to waste your time to a social channel, but actually they turn out to be very poor customers to you. And also think about referral network. Affiliates might have a little bit of a bad name, but using influencers and using your current customers, that if they recommend you, they get a 20% discount. There are different creative ways to expand your network and attract more people to your store. A website is worth more than a sales assistant, but working 24 hours, 365 days a year. I had to add that to it because I want you to understand the value of what being online actually means. It is a virtual sales assistant who's always there for working for you, bringing in orders. So talking about the convenience of Amazon, where they are being, late at night, they can make a purchase. Well, being online and reminding people to make their purchase whenever they, the commercial ad breaks are on, is part of that. But also when you think of it in form of investment, if you pay your sales assistant between $30,000 and $40,000 a year, well, maybe look at your website as a similar sort of investment. And it's not just, paying the web developer $30,000, thank you very much, but it's part of your whole processes of delivery, marketing, and so on. So investing in this project is well worth it. I touched a little bit on that, creating a network or marketplace, collaborating with other stores within your vicinity, expanding the offering of your catalog, of your products, complementary products. I use a local network to support services, whether these are a taxi service or delivery service. It's all part of that. There are 99 ways to sell a lemon. And I think the banner of When Life Gives You Lemons, Ask for Tequila. So what I'm trying to explain to you is a lemon is not the final product. I've never seen somebody buy a bag of lemons, peel a lemon and taking a good bite while walking out of the store. It's part of a recipe. It's an ingredient. It's what Seth Godin refers to when you buy a shelf. It's a solution to something else, which is, by the way, This Is Marketing, which is a fantastic book. But if you understand what the lemon is being used for, and you either offer the full solution, so the bottle of tequila and the limes and the salt and the glasses, then you have a solution. You actually have the full product of what the customer really wants, or whether it's a lemon pie and you add the cream and the flour and everything as part of that. Understanding what the customer wants to achieve by buying either one product and offer that as a bundle is a good way to approach your store and communicate with your customers. Do your research. And again, I think it's we've highlighted that again, how Amazon does that with the frequently bought together. When you buy a skateboard, add the protection, add the helmet. And even, on the homepage, which I actually should go back to because it is such a good example. Here again, I've just clicked the back. I've looked at skateboards. It's the protection, it's the helmet, back again. So I can't highlight it enough. Free shipping. So Amazon Prime is their way of tempting people to buy more and keep coming back. And as you read this statement, I think it's a good example of how cleverly they've done that. And it's not about the television. It's probably relatively low cost, but it's the increased spending because people keep coming back. That's where the real profit is. And would you set it up yourself? Would you set up your own Prime service? Well, of course you could. You could create some sort of benefit to your loyal customers to offer free shipping, for sure. Here's an example of what free shipping could do to you and what the real cost is to you. If you offer free shipping over $50, assumption that the shipping cost is $4, the cost of goods is 50%, and the average order value is currently $30 of product. So the cost to the customer is $34, and your cost of 50% of the good plus the shipping is at $19, and the gross profit is $15. Now, if you encourage people to go for the free shipping, whereby they increase the average order value, so in this case they buy 2 products, but you offer free shipping, so the cost to the customer is now $60, and the gross profit for you is $26 because it's 15 and 15 minus the 4. But if you look at the cost percentage, so the cost at the top is 55.9 and 56.6 if you offer free shipping. It's marginally very, very little. And therefore, when you think of the increased revenue that you've gained from it, to me, this is a win-win. Customer care. I said it's the holy grail for local stores. Refund policy, we know that Amazon has a very easy, no questions asked. You can return it. You can return it for free. So making this part of your pricing strategy is, to me, key. Giving them the confidence to buy from you, knowing that if it isn't right, they can return it. Same to the post and packaging. If you calculate how much it really costs to you, if for every 100 customers 5 of them return an item, but as a result buy from you again, maybe a different size, the real cost might not be that much to you at all. Online to offline, offline to online, for example, offering curbside collection, but also if you buy online and you see that they're being stocked locally, and therefore you can pick it up straight away. There are different ways of creating a hybrid platform. But also if you are in the store itself and it might not be on the shelf, that you can buy it online and it can be delivered to you to your house the next day. There's a clever little thing that they do here in a national electronics store, Currys. So they have televisions that, for example, the Samsung 123 model is only stored on in Currys themselves. So if you're in the store and you look for the Samsung 123, what will happen? It will only show on the Currys website, because that model is only stored on there, or sold on Currys. You could do something similar, because if you worry that people are in your store, they're Googling the same products to see if it's available somewhere else for a better price, and most likely Amazon will pop up, as we know from the search results. You could do something around that. But also you can give a discount if you buy it online on your own store. You get a 10% off. So using some creative and forward-thinking marketing ideas, but ultimately this is also part of your customer care to bring people back to your store, whether it's online or offline. And customer service, my account, it's got such a prime location on Amazon.com. Just going back to it, with quick links to your orders, history, subscribe, and so on. So having that as part of your online store, it's an absolute must, as been confirmed by the Bayard Institute. Creating a membership plan with perks, maybe a discount, maybe videos, tutorial videos of the products that they've bought. Maybe if you sell food, you can create recipes that you film. So adding perks and building a community around your store can engage people, and this is also part of the frequency and reminding people to come back to your store. And finally, offer a range of contact channels, not just by email or phone during office hours. How about a bot where most frequently asked questions are being answered? Maybe using some other chat method. Or what about booking a 3-minute video call with a shop assistant if they want to showcase a particular product? There are new ways of technology that you can apply in local stores to embrace this online shopping habit. But actually you could improve the customer care or excel by far. Back to the sort of the marketing point, making noise in a crowded space. As you know, with Google, if you don't fill in that top spot, somebody else will. It's the same for Google Ads, with any paid for advertisement. But being proactive about it, if you always hit for the top level of Google search, which Amazon does, it's an unlimited budget. You could be spending thousands and thousands. So try to predict, using your analytics, using your common sense, when somebody is about to make a second purchase, or if you sell consumables, maybe it's dog food, and you know that in 2 weeks' time they're going to run out. So in 10 days' time, you'll send them an email, say, hey, I think it's time for you to reorder your next batch of dog food. Or what about if you have a cat and use a subscription model where you can have cat food delivered on a monthly basis by adding a better price strategy to it. So setting up marketing automations, email reminders, it's a very effective and relatively cheap way to engage and remind your customers. And don't be afraid to send too many emails. They can always opt out, or if you give them the option to reduce the number of emails, they can still feel they're in control of that. But I think most consumers now expect to be reminded. They expect to reminded of a deal or a sales. And finally, if you don't do it, somebody else will. If you don't fill in the spot, your competitor will. So being conscious, if you are the first to remind you, because they'll come to you, and you constantly need to be on top of that. So let's sit back, think about all the things that I've talked about. We have lots of stores, local stores, that might not necessarily have a very good online presence, that are totally missing out. So with all the knowledge that we have now, empowering local stores, making sure that they are online, that they are being found, and when they get onto the site, that the customer can find the product is well presented, the price is very good, benchmarking price, setting expectations. Try to not add unforeseen cost of shipping to the end, or create an offer by giving free shipping, giving free no quibble returns, calculating what the real cost of that is, maybe add that to your product price. But I'm absolutely convinced applying some of these strategies will improve your sales and, ultimately the survival of local stores. And that's it really for me. So I wonder what you'll be doing next. Do let me know. Maybe you have some really good stories of helping stores succeed. I have one myself. So my wife, who works with me, is also a web developer, and a local brewer came to us, which we've been hosting for years. And just before Christmas 2020, they said, I don't think we're going to, survive Christmas, partly because of COVID. So we helped them with an increased online presence. We've set up a subscription model, and that's especially the subscription model, and that being highlighted in some of the local press, helped them to, not only survive, but they did so well that within 2 months they ran out of beer. They couldn't keep up with capacity. So now they're even expanding. So in a very short time, just by applying, our knowledge and the technology which is out there, we've helped them survive. And of course, they're ecstatic about it. So do get in touch. I'm always really keen to hear from everybody, and I'll respond, of course, anytime. So I hope you find that talk really useful, and it'll give you some food for thought to help you increase sales, do better, but also help other e-commerce and your local community to fight against Amazon and the big tech giants. And I'd like to think that this is a new era where we can have e-commerce, brick and mortar combined, and create a new environment, a new community that embraces technology. I'm now available to answer your questions, so let's hear it.
Well, thank you, Ronald. That was really good. At first, I was like, "Oh man, Amazon! They're just like the 500-pound gorilla," and you gave up so much information that really provides a lot of hope, especially example for your micro brewer. We did have a few questions from YouTube chat. Thank you. And again, if we don't get to your question, or if you have any questions after, then just go ahead and feed it to our Slack channel. So one of our questions is, for someone who's new to WooCommerce, what is the easiest way to maximize using Amazon?
Yeah, I think that my talk was very much aimed at stepping away from Amazon and empowering local stores. But I also realized that Amazon is a very good platform to recruit new customers, bring people to your store. And if your WooCommerce store is central to your operation, so all the leads, all the roads leads to Rome or to your site, Amazon can be a good stepping stone. Amazon, charges quite a good commission for every sale that you make. There are free plugins to connect it to Amazon, to Etsy, to eBay, and so on. So look around. I know there's a free one on WooCommerce itself. So I think if you just Google it, you'll get it fairly quickly. But I think it's the idea of local users using local stores and not jumping onto Amazon as the first step, first resource. It is really difficult. So I appreciate that. But there is something out there.
Good. So you did mention some free plugins for Amazon and eBay. I'm not a WooCommerce user. I'm kind of curious. How does that plugin work? Does that mean you're like an Amazon seller, and then you're pulling your WooCommerce inventory from your Amazon store?
Yeah, so it is literally that. It's connecting. So you list your product, your description, your price, all the key parts of a product, and that's get pulled into Amazon or other marketplaces. So any sale that's made on there, it takes out from your main stock on your WooCommerce site. For every sale that you make on Amazon, of course, you are being charged. they range from about 5 up to even 40, maybe even 50% commission. So it's not quite the same level. And the terms and conditions of Amazon, read them very carefully, because you cannot use Amazon as your marketing tool, undercut the price of the same product on your own store. You'll be in breach and you'll be banned very quickly. It is a tricky minefield. It is interesting, and some do really, really well out of it, but I've also heard stories where they want to step away from it as soon as possible. And I think key is to focus on your local surroundings rather than using Amazon to bring the whole world into a local store. Because then you are competing very much on price, and you need to be the cheapest and undercut. And then you need to do so many huge volumes to make that profit that you could potentially be a busy fool just fulfilling that.
Right. I'm definitely a fan of driving traffic to your own site rather than away. Let's see. I know we have some more questions. So as an online shopper, I see free shipping offered at various prices at various online stores. I think we're talking about price, but how much do you have to spend to get free shipping? So what would the lowest price would you recommend for free shipping? I saw you did a breakdown of your profit and how much you can pull out. But
yeah.
You find an absolute.
I think the key is to understand what your average order value is. So presumably you have connected it to Google Analytics, and within a few clicks, I think if you just Google how to find out AOV or average order value of your store on Google Analytics, you very quickly find that out. Now, let's say if it's $30 or if it's $50, go above it. Push people to buy a little bit more in order to qualify for free shipping. And it is a bit of an A and B testing, because maybe you go a bit too far and you lose out. But of course, you want to cover the cost of your shipping. And you can only do that if you increase the profitability, or you sell more, or increase the average order value. It is really difficult. There is no, golden rule that says, oh yes, $25 is the break point for free shipping. You'll do really well, because £25 on a store that sells big TVs, it means, and it doesn't mean anything. But for shoes or groceries, $25 is maybe a good benchmark. So I think go to AOV, find that out, maybe double that, or at least increase it, and do your maths. Work on your maths of profitability.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely one of those shoppers like, oh, $5 more, I'll get free shipping. So
and what you can do then as well is if you are confronted with that free shipping, to push that up to the next $5, if there are frequently bought together products or relevant products to what you've bought within the cart page. It's like, actually, if I add 2 more of that, or I add a shoe polish or a bag to store my shoes in, to push it over, how easy is that? Because you almost feel like you're getting them for free, because that free shipping versus the $5 extra for the shoe polish, it's done. But you've increased the value of your customer, and of course they become happier customers, because now you've sold them a full bundle, and when it arrives, it feels good as well.
Yeah, good point. So I know we just talked about the free shipping. What other ways? I know you talked about some customer service, and that's one thing that kind of interested me too. Is what's some other takeaway that we can use to overcome the advantage that Amazon has for their free shipping? What differentiates you better?
I think so if free shipping is great if you don't need it immediately, and even Amazon, it takes you 24 hours. If you are a local store focusing on local customers, if you have it 1 hour pickup, or even same day delivery, where you collaborate with a taxi firm, and the Ubers, the Uber Eats, or these takeaway food services, they're a really good example of how you can create a network of delivery drivers, whether it's on bike or car, and almost offer immediate service. And I think that's when we can have a leg up on Amazon, because we can be faster and quicker. Maybe it's not more economical, but you provide a new level of service. And curbside delivery, or collection, curbside collection is a very good one. I don't think people mind to drive down to the store. And as long as they know it's in stock, they know what the price is, there's no additional cost. And, I think that's how you can combat that.
All right. So one of the things that a lot of people think about is Amazon, and you pointed it out, all the reviews and things like that. So there's a lot of information on the products, but it's not like you walk into your store and you ask the person like, hey, I've got this, what do you recommend? And it's like really personal. Is there a way that as a local seller, WooCommerce seller, that you can do that without knowing that you're spending 10 minutes helping somebody who's just going to go, thanks for the information, and I'm going to go somewhere else?
Yeah. What you find in Amazon is you go down, it's a journey. You find one product and there are other upsells, or there's a lot of choice. So put yourself into the mind frame of a supermarket, grocery store. There's a way, they know it's a well-researched way of how the store flows. And as you come to the, let's say curry sauces, and there are other items that complement that meal, and you make it into package, into deal. But not only that, you have the most obvious eye level where they sell the premium brands. But next to it, you also have the budget brand or the super premium brand. So you benchmark the two together. You see there's a range. There are other things to upsell it. So I think as a customer, you already feel you're in the right place because everything you need is there. For customer service, if you have the time and it is possible, presenting, I'm just holding this bottle here, as a store owner, make a little video about what it looks like, open it up and see, there's a good seal around it, and you screw it and it's easy to open it. I know it's maybe a really, time consuming, but you can't do enough. Or put a pencil next to it so you see the dimension, and then of course reviews. And maybe I didn't emphasize enough on it. And I see a lot of WooCommerce stores either disabling reviews, it's too much effort, or if you only have one review, or if I get bad reviews. If there is a way to reward your customers, or if they become part of this Prime, or leave a review and give them free shipping next time they make a purchase. There are ways to incentivize that as well. Because reviews do well on Google, they do well for your store, they do well for your customers when they shop online. And finally, I think it's also give the ability to communicate with stores in a different way, not just by, here's the online store, whether it's a chat, maybe a video link, book in a 3-minute Zoom session, everybody can hold a mobile phone, walk down the aisle and say, here we go, this is the t-shirt, this is what it looks like, and so on. So think a little bit outside of the box.
Okay, yeah, it does sound like more experience will get you to better tailor to your customer base, as well as that sales pitch that you're talking about, a video. So just, adding a little bit of extra to make it seem like a personal connection. I believe we have about one last question is, what about local pickups for local buyers of yours?
So it's a really good one. I think we underuse that facility, and understanding where the store is located, because they might not find the store because they know where it is. They might find it just because of local search, and describe how easy it is to pick up. There's a 30-minute gap available, pre-book it. You only load 2 or 3 per hour or so. Take pictures of where they can park the car. Maybe they have a special allocated bay, or maybe with a text or SMS service where you say, well, you just have to drive past, let us know what your car reg is, and somebody will be out within seconds. Again, there are different ways of utilizing that service. But I think, as you know yourself, how easy it would be knowing it's available. I go and pick it up, and I know it's mine.
Okay, I think that's something these days people are used to, that curbside pickup because of the pandemic. Well, I think we're about out of time, so thank you all for attending our session with Ronald, Gijsel, and myself. And you can continue the conversation over there in our Slack channel if there's any questions we didn't get to. And don't forget, our next talk is Getting Cozy with WooCommerce Subscriptions with Scott Buscemi and myself again at 10 o'clock a.m. here on the same channel. I'll see you here after the break. Thanks a lot, Ronald.
Thank you.